Hello. This is the second video in a series of 3 or 4 videos that we're looking at with regards to subject selection for Year 10 at St Hilda's School. Now, in the previous video we actually looked at the process that was going to happen with regards to subject selection, and so this video looks more in depth at the pathways that the students can take at St Hilda's in the coming years of Year 11 and Year 12. There are basically 3 pathways that the students can take in Year 11 and 12. One is the OP pathway, which we're going to talk a lot more about in detail, and the students will get an overall position from 1 to 25, and that will then be used to actually help them get into the university of their choice. The second pathway that they can choose is the OP pathway with some VET pathway combined. Now, they might take 5 subjects that are OP, that will make them eligible for OP, and then they can do a Certificate 3 or a diploma, and they can then use either pathway to get into university. The third pathway, which is the VET pathway, where students actually do a Certificate 3, a non-OP, which means they don't get an OP, or they do a diploma. And as you will see in one of the later videos, this pathway can be very valuable to a lot of students. Okay, the OP pathway. Students select 6 subjects and study them for a course of for a period of 2 years. So that's 6 subjects, 4 semesters each subject, so they do 24 semesters over the 2 years. Now, OPs are calculated on the best 20 semesters. Why they say best 20 semesters is that some students drop from one subject to the other, and that then allows them to take the best one of those subjects. The thing I have to point out here is it's a very, very complex system. As the Year 11-12 go on, I will be doing extra presentations so to enable you to gain a better understanding of how the OP system works. In the main though, I have confidence that the system is actually quite fair, and over the years, my many years in this part of the education, I actually believe that students get the OP they deserve that I believe they deserve within 1 or 2. Now, the one thing that students need to know is that to obtain an OP, they don't only have to do 20 semesters, they have to sit the QCST, which is the Queensland Core Skills Test. Now that happens in September of Year 12, and a lot of preparation goes into this. This test is used to standardise the subjects or the students in the subjects, so we have an ability to compare, say, a student in Maths A to a student in Maths B and what they mark that they get. So as I said, it's a very complex system. We try and make it. I try and do a couple of talks or lectures with regards to how it's used, and that occurs at the beginning of Year 12. Students, and then the QCST is also used to actually standardise the schools to make sure. I do need to say that St Hilda's actually does quite well in the scaling compared to the other schools. You'll see there, I just want to give you some example. Student A had 5 high, this is an example from last year. Student A had 5 high achievements. Now, that is Queensland education speak. That means a student had 5 Bs, got an OP7. Student B had 5 Bs or 5 high achievements, and I didn't put it in there, but they actually got an OP14. So there can be a big difference in the OP depending on subjects that are picked and how well you go in those subjects. If you see there, I've written down 2 reasons why this occurs. Within the high achievement range, the person who got the OP14, they were at the bottom of their high achievement of the B range for nearly all their subjects, while the person who got an OP7, they were at the top end of the B range. So that can also make a huge difference. The second is that a number of subjects have different scaling. What I mean by scaling is they take the average and the mean difference of the students in the class. So students that choose a harder, usually students who choose the harder, the more difficult subjects like Maths C and Maths B, they tend to do much more better on the Queensland Core Skills Test than students that say do Maths A. So therefore, they are scaled up. In other words, their B, or if you say it's a mid-B, their mid-B in those two subjects is worth more than a mid-B in Maths A, which is understandable because it's actually harder to get a mid-B in Maths B and Maths C than it is in Maths A. And you can see there, for example, a H1 in Maths B, this is from last year, a H1 in Maths B was worth the equivalent of a VHA1 in Mathematics A. Now H1 is actually a B, so a bottom B was worth the same in Maths B was worth the same as a bottom A in Mathematics A. Now this changes from year to year and from subject to subject. It varies greatly, especially in subjects where students, there is a small number. Some students say, and if you want to take that example, if you compare the HA in Mathematics B to the VHA some people would say it's easier to get a VHA1 or a low A in Mathematics A than it is to get one in a HA1 or low B in Mathematics B. So, and others would say the reverse. So they're the types of things you need to take into consideration. Now, the one thing that you have to remember is that how does this affect you? If you have a look at the subjects that you're going to pick for year 11 and 12, you need to consider a couple of things. The one thing that you need to consider is what type of subjects you require or what type of subjects are a prerequisite for the career goal that you want, and then you have to have a look at subjects that you have achieved well in and you like. It's a very, very simple process. So you need to make sure that when you have a look, when you go through your QTAC book, that you choose a subject, you choose those subjects. Some subjects for some careers are compulsory and others are recommended. So some are a prerequisite, like one course might have a prerequisite of English and Mathematics B, but then it might recommend other subjects, maybe physics or chemistry. So you need to consider that when you're actually selecting your subjects. So the selection process. I'm getting down to the details now. You need to choose 6 subjects. You need to choose English, because we're doing the OP pathway. You need to choose either Mathematics A or Mathematics B, and then you need to select 4 other subjects. If you're looking at choosing Mathematics C, you must do Mathematics B. Now, if you have any issues with whether you want to do Mathematics A or Mathematics B, I'd like you to contact Mrs. Jacko. On average, we have about 25 students that start off in Maths B and then find the subject difficult, and then they will go down, they will move to Mathematics A over, or about 25% over the course of 2 years. So that is a fairly high proportion, and usually what I hear a lot is that students will go, well, I think I want to give it a go. But sometimes that's not the best idea. What we should be doing is picking the right maths that's correct to or correlates to our ability. Once you've picked your maths, you then can select 4 more subjects from the list that's on this screen. This list is also, and subscriptions are all in the ebook and the PDF version that are on the website. Please make sure that you look at the 2014 version for Year 11, please. In Year 12 there is a number of extension subjects that we offer. So what the students will do is they will drop one of their 6 subjects and take up English extension. These classes are offered outside of school hours and they're for English extension, French extension and music extension, and they are a 2-semester course. I need to just add there that these subjects will only be offered if there are enough students to make it run. In addition to the other subjects, we do offer a number of courses that help with our links through the university. Students can do Bond for a semester, they can do Griff Chem, and they can do the Griffith Business Program. Now, a lot of some of these courses are all different, and I do ask you to actually discuss or find Mrs. Baker, Dr. Slarchek and Mrs. Mao for more information. Griff Chem is offered on this campus. Bond for a semester actually is on the campus, and the Griffith Business Program actually students go out to the university for days throughout the year. Finally, I just need to say that subject selection, your final subject selections will take place during the set plan interview, where you'll sit down with your set plan interviewer and input your selections or your daughter's selections on the program that we have available. The next video will look at the VET pathways and a combination of either OP and VET or just VET. So thank you.